Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. A lot of people are still worried. Remember when the cruise lines first started getting ready to shut down, it was even before that, they started coming out with that signed piece of paper and saying that anyone over 70 years old can't sail or needs a doctor's note saying that they are fit to sail. And a lot of people are still saying, well, if that happens now when we go cruising, what's going to happen to us? So many people have underlying conditions. What's going to happen? Well, the cruise lines want to rest assured, let you know, they have no plans to do this. So we all remember those notices that came out that, if you're over 70 years old and that, you have to get the doctor's note, a lot of people, or underlying conditions. And those underlying conditions were broad, so broad, cancer. Well, does that mean that you had cancer a year ago, but you're in remission, or you had cancer 5 years ago and you're doing fine now? If you have one single trace of cancer, but it's not affecting your daily life, it's so small, does that mean you can't cruise? You see what I mean? Like, they were such a broad spectrum that it basically would have prohibited like 50% of cruisers from cruising, because everybody has something at some point when you get older. And by older, I mean anyone over 30, because we all get our ailments, and so, yeah, and if you're on certain medication, if you have diabetes, all kinds of things they were covering. But Royal Caribbean and Princess and other cruise lines, they all want you to know that that restriction, that notice has already been lifted. That was put in place strictly during the time when they were still sailing and they were trying to, get a grip on what's going on. Because at that time, people over 70 were the prime target for things going wrong and getting sick. And that was the majority of people with the health issues that was spreading around. So they issued that to protect people on board and their passengers. And well, that's no longer the case. Well, it's still the case as far as age is concerned and that for that. But it's not, that restriction is no longer in place. It's already been removed from the books. That was only a one-time thing while they were still sailing, just in case at that time. Now, they've instituted many, many new regulations, new boarding processes, new dining processes, spacing, all this other stuff, multiple cleaning venues, different ways they're going to clean. UV cleaning, robots, all kinds of things are coming to the cruise lines that they've instituted, which makes it much different than when we were sailing just in February. So will they be bringing out this? Well, maybe, but the cruise lines want nothing to do with those restrictions. They want nothing that a passenger might say, well, I guess, I'm not going to be bothered to do this. Or that just seems like too much hassle. I'm not going to go and do this. They do not want any of these restrictions whatsoever to implement being able to book passengers. And let's face it, people who are retired or semi-retired are the people who cruise the most, because they don't have full-time jobs. They don't have to get vacations. They've retired. They've saved their money. Their kids have moved out, things like that. So lots and lots of people as you get older, you cruise more. Look at me. I'm kind of I'm not semi-retired, but compared to my old job where I was, working 45, 50 hours a week, running a warehouse and managing a crew of people, compared to now I work from home and I can do my work on the internet, much different than it was before. So I'm able to travel way more than I could before. And I, instead of 1 or 2 cruises a year, I'm lucky enough now to do multiple cruises a year, and that's how the cruise lines want to keep it. They don't want to give you any more restrictions than they absolutely have to, but they still want to keep us safe. They don't want any outbreaks on board. They don't want anything. So this is where they're going. So if anyone out there is worried that this is already in place and they're going to have all these restrictions, no. That's not in place. They don't expect to bring it out. They don't want to bring it out unless they're forced to by, say, governmental rules or the CDC. What they will say though is that the boarding procedure could be much different. Your shore excursion could be much different. Your on-board experience might be different to begin with while they test out the new procedures. And that we can reasonably understand. Well, I hope this eases most of your minds out there. Let me know in your comments down below. Does that make it feel a little better that you probably won't need to get a doctor's note? I mean, that statement was so broad, it covered like everybody I know. So yeah, I didn't think that was going to fly, and luckily the cruise lines don't think it'll fly either. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. You want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.